I, 26F, am in a codependent relationship with my musician boyfriend, 25M, who basically isn't making any money in the off-season to support himself, and I can't leave without making him end up homeless. I don't know what to do. My BF works as a gigging musician but has had barely any gigs in the off-season. I've been with him for almost a year, and in the beginning of our relationship I didn't have a job or any money because of mental health issues, and he never once said anything about my lack of job. I was having issues with my mother who I was living with, and she threatened to kick me out because I came home at 11 p.m. one night. He let me come stay with him and we fell in love very fast, and that was that. He was making enough money for both of us to just survive in the summer, and I was driving him to all his gigs because my BF's dad took his car when he got his license suspended. For the last few months he basically has been making no money in the off-season. I've been working a retail job for the past 4 months and been more or less supporting us both and paying both halves of our rent on very little income, with the help of my mother. I have a complicated relationship with my mother and I do not ever want her financial help anymore. Also, when she wants me to do things for her in return, my BF will get mad that I'm going to her house on my days off work. My BF claims it is impossible for him to get a side job because he doesn't have his car anymore. His license was suspended over a year ago and then his dad took his car. I was the one driving my BF to all of his gigs for our entire relationship, trying to help him save his money to get his car back. He still doesn't have his car or his license, and claims that's why he can't make enough money right now, but I told him he could get a job walking distance from us to do while he has so much free time in the off-season, and that I would probably be able to drive him to work sometimes also. He says it's too cold outside to walk to a job. He basically said he doesn't care and that everything is fine because we have a roof over our head and food. Resentment has built up for me because I drive him everywhere and sometimes he will spend what money he does have on beer or weed or junk at thrift stores when he's not making enough money to spend on anything like that, but he isn't interested in creating new opportunities for himself. He has never been rich at all and I don't expect that. I expect us to at least be able to afford our own food and half of the rent. He says he can't make more money until he gets his car back, but it is obvious that he's not going to be able to pay car insurance or for the one-day driver class to get his license unsuspended unless he makes money first. I really do love this person, but whenever I voice my opinion on how he needs to get a part-time job somewhere, he shuts it down and just blames everything on how he doesn't have his car. He's very depressed about it, but he needs to turn that into motivation to get himself out of this situation by working, even if it's difficult or something he's not passionate about. I've tried talking to him about it and he will just say I'm being mean to him. I really don't know what to do. I am conflicted because I used to struggle with keeping jobs myself and was reliant on my mother, and my BF never said anything about how I used to not have a job. My BF's family does not give him any support whatsoever, and I don't know how long I can be okay with the situation we're in. We've had other issues in the past and gotten through them, but I don't know what to do about this. He's the one who needs to be doing something about it, not me, but if nothing gets better, I feel like I can never leave because he'd have nowhere to go. I am conflicted because I used to leech off my mother when I didn't have a job, so I understand how hard it is to make yourself keep a job, and he's been trying to make it as a musician his entire life, and he is truly talented. I feel like I will end up being the one to pay for his $400 one-day driver class and then for his car insurance, but I have a feeling he still won't get a side job even if he gets his car back. Either way, he doesn't have any family support, and the friends that he used to rent from are having their own living situation issues right now, and I don't know where else he would be able to go if I left. I am completely lost. I don't want to have to leave, I just want things to be better, and I don't want to be in a codependent relationship anymore. TLDR, I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend, a gigging musician, for almost a year. Initially, he supported both of us in the summer, but in the off-season, he struggled financially, leaving me to pay for most of our living expenses with a retail job. My boyfriend claims he can't get a side job because his car was taken due to a suspended license, but I feel he's not trying to find other solutions, like walking to a nearby job. I'm frustrated that he spends money on things like beer and weed instead of saving, and that he refuses to seek more stable work, blaming his lack of a car. I'm emotionally conflicted because I understand his struggles, having been in a similar position with my mother before, but I'm growing resentful and feel trapped in a codependent relationship. I'm torn between wanting to leave for my own well-being and not wanting to abandon him since he has no support network. Ultimately, I want him to take responsibility for his situation and help improve things, but I'm unsure how much longer I can continue living this way.